Good afternoon, how's everybody? Welcome to Ready Steady Craft. It's Tuesday the 13th of July. It's my brother's birthday today, which is the only way I remember the date straight away, because usually it's sometime in July. How are you and how's your week going? It's lovely, well, I say it's lovely weather here. It was lovely this morning. I've been in the studio all day. How's the weather where you are? We have got a lovely Ready Steady Craft for you today. We have got an extra special guest. We haven't got Natalie with us as such. We've got her in the comments instead. But instead we have the lovely Lynette Jasper of Pretty Gets Gritty joining us. And as you can probably see, I've got Pretty Gets Gritty products to play with as well as she has. So we've got certainly one or two of the products. We are using the same. The rest we've kind of gone off on our own direction, and we'll be making very different things as well. Shall we first of all go and say hello to, I was going to say Jeanette. Where did that come from? That's a kind of a mixture of Lynette and Jasper. Have you ever been called that before?
I call myself Jeanette Lasper.
Oh, there we go. That's fine. So if I call you, you won't be offended.
No, absolutely not.
How are you?
I'm really good, thanks. How are you?
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much. We've got people commenting already. We've got Fiona on YouTube saying hello to us both from a warm and sunny day in Scotland. Oh,
Well, it's actually really nice here, actually.
Whereabouts are you?
Preston. So I'm not too far away from the studio.
Yeah,
but it's been really lovely. Yesterday was horrific.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of localised flooding, but today it's beautiful. It's really quite warm.
Yeah, it's lovely here. It's on and off. I think we've got some clouds, because one minute I've got the door open with the sunshine, the next it's like, oh, the sun's gone in, but close it. I can't make my mind up. So what are we, I mean, you've got an absolute almost warehouse of product behind you there, but what are you going to be using today for this Ready Steady Craft?
Right, today I am going to be using some pretty amazing sprays. We're going to create some, I say quick and easy cards. It's more like a bulk way of making cards on an A4 and then cutting them down. I'm going to use the word up stamp, meshed up stamp, spray, a little bit of crackled, inks, distress ink. So yeah.
Lots of different things.
It's messy.
Yes, I've got my wet wipes to hand. Not much else actually, so I don't know where I'm going with this. You've not really prepared much, have you?
No. Not really. Done a quick few little bits just so I can move through it. We don't have a lot of drying time.
Yeah, the whole point of Ready Steady Craft, isn't it, is that we kind of just dive in and make decisions as we go, which is nice and fun. Well, I'm going to let you change your cameras over while I just go through what I'm going to be using, and we'll come back to you in just a moment, if that's all right.
Okay.
Thank you. So yeah, lovely. I need to write her name down, so I now don't call her Jeanette, because you know, that won't be fun, will it? So let's see. I'm just going to read a few of your comments out from everybody. Marta from the Craft Stash Design team, she says, hello girls, hello everyone. I love being called girl because I feel younger when you call me girl rather than lady. Marie has said good evening from a very, very wet and wild Perth. Wow, wet and wild. That sounds quite scary. I think that's a bit like it was here yesterday, as Lynette just said. Christine Howard, the sun's coming in and out. Yeah, very. Oh, Carla's got hot and sunny in Devon. I want to be down in Devon now by the sounds of it. Yeah, so I'm going to be working with two items that Lynette has just mentioned. It's really bright, isn't it? I'll show you this on the overhead in a moment. Get Crackled Gel in Drift, which is a white colour. Absolutely beautiful. But as Lynette has told me, I can't allow this to dry with a heat tool. I can't speed it up. It needs to dry naturally. So you won't actually see my crackles because I've not prepared anything. I'm really working off the cuff as such today. But I will send photos over to Craft World and onto the social pages later to show the close-up detail when it's dried naturally and crackled. But I'm going to use it anyway. I've got the Pretty Amazing spray as well, and I've got the Transparent Twilight. I have got the Pretty Thoughts stamp here, which I love. I absolutely adore that leaf skeleton. I think it's beautiful. And do you know what, you've just reminded me, Lynette, I have got the word up stamp, and it's in that basket over there, so down there, and you don't want to see me leaning down, so I'm going to come down to our hands because it looks like, Lynette, it looks like you're just about ready for us to come over to you. Yes. So we've now got a split screen. So both of us, you can see this now on my desk. I'm using some papers from Stamperia just because I'm going to be doing scrapbooking. So I needed a 12 by 12 base. So yeah, we're just basically going to both be crafting. If you've never joined us before for Ready Steady Craft, we're taking either the same or very similar products or concepts, and we're both going to craft at the same time next to each other and just see what happens. Really, there's no rules. Probably in this one it's just get as messy as possible, I think. So yeah, Lynette's got a cup of tea by the looks of it as well.
I have got my brew. I was just gonna have a quick slurp. It was really weird. I was trying to move my paper because when we went split screen, I noticed half of it was off. And I'm also reading the comments as well, so I wasn't ready to.
Oh, are you? I will go and I will read the comments. I'm actually leaning. I'm doing a little bit of yoga here. Oh, is that the one? I'm looking for my stamp because I didn't grab it earlier, and I know it's here somewhere.
There is a question here from Joan about the explosion powders. They will be back in stock very soon at Craft Stash.
There we go.
Just keep an eye out, Joan.
I need to get you, Lynette, doing an explosion powder tutorial for Craft World because they're phenomenal.
So many things you can do with it.
Yeah,
so many things.
Absolutely beautiful. I found this is right. Am I right in thinking this is the Word Up stamp?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm showing you and you can't because.
Yeah, it's Facebook. For anyone at home that's watching, Facebook does sort of like lag behind ever so slightly, so I can hear Lou through my recording device, but the picture on the screen, it takes a few minutes to come up. So when you're asking if I can see the stamp, it's like, oh yeah, I can now.
Yeah. No, I need to. Can you see me still through your recording device or not?
Only if I stand up.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Right.
Up, yeah.
I'll keep
I can see you on the screen in front of me. Right, are we ready to start?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into it. We don't know how long this one's going to be actually, because I know me and Nat we've kind of almost fine-tuned how long we think everything's going to take. But yeah, we're just going to play and see what happens.
Right, well, I'm going to sort of create a rainbow background. So I'm going to use the sprays. I've got a piece of watercolour card that I'm just going to spritz some water onto it just so we get some movement straight away, because I don't want to soak it too much with the sprays because it'd take an age to dry. I have spritzed one earlier and just left it to dry naturally, so I do prefer to let everything dry as naturally as possible.
Yeah.
Because when you a heat tool, obviously you move things around. So I'm just spritzing blush streams here and just letting it move a little bit with my fingers. And if I do want a bit more movement, I'm just going to add a little bit more water in there. But we're going to go down in stripes and we're going to create a rainbow. What are you up to?
Do you know what I've got to do is not sit and watch you.
I know. You know what? It is so easy to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I think so. I've not scrapbooked for a very long time, so I'm going to try not to overthink it and to slap things on, given that we've only got around an hour or so. I think what I'm going to do, I've gone with a neutral background and it's just got a little bit of text and things in it, so it'll work with whatever I slap on top. I think I'm going to start with the Pretty Amazing spray. I've got the blue one here, the Transparent Twilight, so I think I'm going to start these are really beautiful. The colours are stunning, and actually one of my daughter's favourite colours, and as the photo is of her, this is going to be absolutely perfect. But I'm just going to lay this down. I've got a heat gun, everyone, but everyone kind of knows that my heat tool is noisy, extremely noisy.
I had so many complaints on my Facebook Live about my noisy heat tool that I actually did go and buy a new one.
Did you? And is it quieter? Has it worked?
It's much quieter. I don't think it's as forceful. Things don't dry as quickly.
No.
But it's a lot quieter, and obviously people are wearing headphones. It's a lot kinder on their ears.
Do you know what? I need to find out what brand you've got then. Once we're finished, I'll ask you.
Yes. Absolutely do. So that is my background created. That was really quick and easy, and what I would do now is just gently lift it onto the floor and let it dry as it as it is. If you do have any like heavily wet patches, nicest way to put it,
big
you
puddles.
can just let those puddles off the side of your page, and you will get these lovely like stripes and a little bit of marbling. But just play when you've sprayed up a background, just play and let the colours roll into each other, and we'll get some of the colours marbling together.
Nice.
So that's the background done, and as I said, did already spray one up before because it is so easy to do. But if I was gonna dry that, we would be here for a good 10 minutes or so, just trying to dry it. So
well, I'm going to whiz this dry very quickly. So I think people can probably still hear you, but I'm going to cover over my microphone because it is ever so noisy. Okay, I'll be as quick as I can, everyone. I promise.
That's all right. Oh, thank you, Joan. That's very nice. And of course pickled raspberry. I know it's not pickled raspberry, but I always like to call it pickled raspberry.
Right, let me see. Hopefully, heat guns. Someone was saying that they couldn't hear you. I think it was actually your daughter might have been saying, "Mum, I can't hear you."
Yeah, well, it's funny because the sound has just sort of gone off for me. As you were talking, I was watching on screen. I could see you were like wiggling the paper.
Right.
Can you hear me now?
Well, I've just turned your volume up from my end a little bit in the hope that it will come through okay. So let us know if you can hear. Obviously, again, there's a delay on the stream, and then there's a slight delay while people are commenting. So, we'll get there. But to be honest, everybody, I always record these. So if you're worried you've missed some, and it's a streaming issue, what I can always do is go and put the video, the recording, onto social media afterwards. So you're not going to miss too much. I am going to I've not got my big stamp platform, my big stamp block with me. Obviously this paper's far too large for me to pop into my platform, so I've just put the Word Up stamp onto a platform, onto the outside of it. I'm just going to use that to kind of just such as like stamp on. But I'm going to do it in a nice deep black because I just love the contrast of black. I love that blue, and it's a shame because I'm going to be covering a lot of that over. But
you see it peeking through.
Yeah,
it is a lovely blue, and I must admit I am exactly the same with blue.
Yeah,
I always tend to swing towards blue colours in crafting.
Do you? That's just my daughter's favourite colour. And then obviously I ordered this a while ago when we arranged for you to come and join us on Ready Silly Craft, and I don't know why, I just had to go for the blue. Just had to. It's beautiful though. I can really see the pearlescence in it. Right, let's get this. Is there a right and wrong way? I guess it's that way, isn't it? Kind of sideways with this. I'm talking about the Word Up stamp. I didn't know if there was a right and wrong way.
You can use it whatever way you want to use it. That's exactly the way it was designed. Is just
fantastic.
Use it. Like you said, as we were coming in, it's no rules crafting. So that was the pretty dashed stencil that I've used. And if you see, I've tried to use the purple on purple. I've tried to tone on tone as much as I can. So the blue on blue, green on green, yellow on yellow, and the pink on pink. But because I do not clean my stencil in between using it, really, I just did a quick wipe on my apron. I have sort of cross-contaminated some of the colours, which for me, I love that.
Yeah, lovely. I don't see a problem with that at all.
Right, what I'm going to do now is putting in some background stamping. So I'm trying to create a lot of interest in my background, but unless you really look for it, you don't see it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
It's hidden details. So I'm going to go on with the meshed up stamp, which was like this lovely sort of honeycomb sort of stamp. And
Lovely.
I'm not gonna put it on my stamp block. I'm gonna be imperfect again.
Go for it.
As I do like to be. So I'm just getting a little bit in an area, and then I'll sort of squidge my stamp so it's not.
Yeah, exactly. I've just done the same. I've started using the platform, and I thought, do you know what? Actually, I'm just gonna put it on randomly.
Well, yeah, that stamp in particular, and this one as well, are perfect for that.
Yeah, I think so. So, there was a question. Wendy Clark has said, do you know the name of the stencil that you're using?
Yes, it is Pretty Dashed.
Oh, Pretty Dashed. There you go. You can find. Is that on Craft Stash? Do you know if it's on there at the moment?
I think it is. I'm pretty sure. If it's not, it'll probably be back in stock soon. So I get all my words mixed up. Blah, 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 blah. I've not been drinking, not today, honestly.
Yeah, can't say much for yesterday, but not today.
No, not today. Right, so I'm just still tone on tone, adding some of that background interest into. It breaks up the colour that we've got there. And again, I'll just lift if you can't see what I'm doing, because I'm just looking at the screen, and maybe you can't. If I just give it a little bit of tilt, so you're getting all the lovely mica from the sprays, and then you're getting the lovely matte of the distress oxides on top of there.
Wow, beautiful. That's
right.
lovely.
So I'm going to carry on adding some more background stamping. Oh, what are you? Oh. So I'm liking this.
I am just scraping down, so I'm not using a stencil or anything like that. I'm just, with a palette knife, I'm just scraping down some of the Get Crackled gel, and I can't wait to see how the thicker bits particularly come out with the crackles in the end. Now, my photo's going over this, so it's going to have to dry to a certain point before I could do too much, but I said, everybody, don't worry, I will add photos later of the detail, the crackle, so you can see what actually happens, because it's a shame I won't be able to really show you. How long would this take to dry usually then, Lynette?
It depends on the thickness that you spread it on. So I'd say anywhere between, if you're putting it on really thin, you could almost get cracks, especially in this weather at the minute, within a minute or so.
Right, okay.
Complete dryness, somewhere between 20 minutes and an hour, but it's quite often that I'll put the Get Crackled gel on, and then I'll just carry on working around it. Yeah,
I was gonna start. I'm gonna put that aside just for a few minutes. I'm gonna work on some embellishments with this stamp set. So I've got the Pretty Thoughts stamp set, and then I'm gonna come back to that. So I'm gonna sit that there, so you can just still sort of see it in the background. But that's just starting to build up the layers. It's one of these things, isn't it, Lynette? You probably found the same, because you do a lot of mixed media and lots of layers and things.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't look, for me, it never looks nice until it's right the last minute when you finish that last layer. You're like, oh,
I do always think to myself, like halfway through, 3/4 of the way through, I'm like, oh, this is shocking. What even were you thinking? But you could only be one layer away from perfection.
Yes, exactly.
Keep going with it. If you're not liking it, it's not finished in my book.
No, carry on, keep going, add more layers.
Absolutely. I just flung one of my stamps across the room behind me. Isn't it great live crafting? Yeah,
I love it. It's so forgiving. It's me and Nat often have a whale of a time. We really do. I really love, as I said before, I love this leaf skeleton stamp. Yeah. Not a skeleton.
It's funny when you just said that, when you were chatting then, and you said about the skeleton leaf. I'm like, when we came onto camera before, because we had a little chat before we actually came live, and I noticed on your desk which Get Crackled that you'd ordered.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, look at the one that I've picked up. So I'd chosen exactly the same one, and the skeleton leaf is definitely going to be a feature on this for me because it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. Now, I've not done this before. I am completely experimenting and I may have to rethink, but I'm going to try Versamark on Parchment with the skeleton leaf and just see what happens.
Nice.
So Versamark is, for any of you who are new to crafting or haven't come across it before, it's a watermark stamp pad. So if you stamp it onto, say, a matte cardstock, for example, you will get that darker image and it will dry like that. It will dark with a nice watermark. It will dry, sorry, with a nice watermark. But because it's a nice sticky ink, it's absolutely perfect for your heat embossing, for capturing. So it may be that I have to heat emboss this. I'm going to see, so you can just about see it, but I think heat emboss that maybe in white because that'll pick out the detail. Now I've got to see if I've got white.
You would think that we have actually collaborated on what we were doing on this live. Because I've got some white heat embossing that I'm going to be adding into this.
Oh, are you? Oh,
yeah.
Well. Oh well, it'll be fine.
So all I'm doing is I am using archival with the leaf stamp.
Right.
Just to add some more interest into the back. We've got all those lovely layers of colours in the background. And now we're adding some definition in there as well.
Gorgeous. I am going to apologise, everyone. I do need to heat set this. Again, I will try to, let me remove that out the way. I'm just going to cover up my mic a little bit so it's not too noisy for you. Okay, bear with me a second. Oops.
So if you wanted to, this was absolutely ridiculous journal page.
Oh, the detail is gorgeous in this stamp.
Wow.
I love that. And do you know, oh, that's going to look so pretty.
Really, really pretty.
On there. I'm going to cut that out now. Because I can't wait. I was going to do a few of them, but I'm going to cut this one out quickly. I think I'll do 3 of them. So the, I'll just show everybody so they know what I'm talking about. The Pretty Amazing sprays here. What sort of surfaces can you put those onto?
Any primed or porous surface. So even if you've got a glass jar that you want to upcycle, as long as you gesso it, you prime it first.
Yep.
You can absolutely
amazing and
use it.
So if you were putting it on something like that, could you then seal it afterwards?
Yeah. Yes, you could. So a little bit of watered down gel medium. Just bear in mind that sprays generally are water-based products.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Movement, a little bit of reactivation, but if you're quick, you can absolutely do that. So I'm now heat tooling just to get this a little bit drier because I want to do some heat embossing onto the page.
I love that. We can't hear yours at all.
Can you not?
No, mine's so noisy. But yours is lovely and quiet.
Mine used to be the same as yours.
Yeah, I need to get that one, I think. Just purely for video. It'd be so much easier. I've just done that. I'm not sure whether I've got enough ink on there. I might turn it over, flip it over and do it again with some more ink. Oh, that does look nice as a watermark, but it's just not quite, it would show up on black, but it won't quite show up on my page, I don't think.
So if I just lift that to the camera, I've done some, this one is the first generation, so you see all that lovely detail, hopefully. Sometimes the mica does eclipse the black ink. I don't know if you've ever found that, though. If you've got mica on a page or a card, and then you stamp black onto the top of it, it's like it sort of attracts the mica.
Yes, yep, get that.
So, right, what are you going to do now? Right, I'm going to do some white heat embossing,
nice.
With the word up stamp. So I'm going to take my Sac Magique.
Sac Magique. I never thought to call it that before. There we go. 2 more leaves that I will quickly.
We've got distress under here as well. and the archival is pretty quick drying, but it's good just to make sure. Right, so I'm going for Word Up when I find where I've placed it on the desk.
Sound like me. Mind you, I am known for being an extremely tidy crafter.
Oh no, not me. It's like an explosion.
But I'm not really proud of that, to be honest, because I don't think many crafters can sympathise with that.
Yeah, no, it's like I'll start in the morning with a nice clean desk. I'll have put everything away, and then within 45 minutes I have crafted myself into the smallest place possible, and I can't find anything I need.
Right, I am going to just quickly heat set this. Before I do, is there any questions? So Joan has said she's never used mica, so she doesn't have any experience with it. Have you got any tips or any advice for using mica? I guess, what is it and what does it do while I'm heat setting?
Yeah, so mica is just gives a beautiful, lovely sheen to products. So in the explosion tab, you've got mica, so it gives that really pretty iridescence. There's nothing to do with good mica. Obviously, I add it a little to my product just to get that really, really pretty effect. But yeah, if you start off with it does at your black ink, but you still get the shine come through. All I'm doing is I'm adding white over there. I'm going to add some white, dark white against this beautiful coloured background, and the fact that these stamps, these large stamps, are really, really sketchy. It just adds that really, it's like, I want to say bittier, but I don't think it gives it a nice description when you say bitty, but do you know what I mean? It's like really organic.
Yes, absolutely.
No hard edges.
There's got to be a better word for it, isn't there? But yeah, organic's probably as close as it gets. These leaves are stunning. They really are.
They're very pretty, aren't they?
Absolutely love them. Both. I mean, it's funny because you've done yours in black and I've done mine in white, and they're so different. They're so pretty. I just wish everybody could see these. Obviously, the closer I bring it up to the camera, the more it goes out of focus because I'm focused down here. But the detail is amazing. Again, I will take a photo of all the close-up bits of this, because this is the sort of thing where I can really get into the detail later for you when it's all dry. Right,
now it's my turn to do a little bit of heat tooling.
Yeah, but you're nice and quiet.
White out of the way, and I'm not going to tip it back into my tub. I will open the door later and it will waft everywhere, but that's crafting for you.
Yep, absolutely. You know it's there. You know it's going to go everywhere. But ayo, I'm just looking. I can see some little cracks on the edges.
Can you?
Yeah, I love that. I just wish everybody. I wish I could show you all. I tell you what I'm going to do. This is. Can I do it? Can I do it? Oh no, I can't put photos in the comments. I thought I might be able to take a photo on my phone and put it in the comments for everyone, but I can't. But just on where I've got the thinner pieces here, just on the very, very edge, it's crackling. It's really cool. But never mind, I will. Where's my
in the Get Crackled gel range, there is, I'm going to say, do you know what, they're actually behind on the shelf, 2, 4, 6, 8, well, there is 14 different colours. So there isn't just white in there. We've got some beautiful turquoises, fuchsia, we've got gold, we've got silver, and they are all one step crackle. So you just slap it on, you just leave it.
Beautiful. Oh no, see my daughter's photo's a bit big. It's going to cover up a leaf, and I don't really want to be covering up a leaf, so I'm going to move them along a little bit.
I was going to say you need to put the photo on and then judge where they're going.
I want to be able to see all three of them and not just completely cover one up. So I think she's going to go there. This is a really old photo of my daughter. I'm trying to work out. See, it's in my old house.
Sure, your daughter's left school now, hasn't she?
She has, yeah. She's just finished. Yeah.
Yeah, that is quite a young photo.
Yeah, so we moved house 5 years ago, and I can see from the door handles in the background, this is our old house. So, well, 5.5 years ago. So it's at least that old. She's 16 now. She's certainly not 16 now. How old is your daughter, Jeanette? I've done it again, Jeanette.
It's fine. I'll answer to anything, even oi.
Hey.
My daughter, my only girl, my baby girl. She's going to be going bright red because obviously she's in the house working. She is 23. If I get that wrong, she's going to go mental. But I've got 6 to keep. I've got 6 of them to keep their ages, to keep track of their ages.
Cool.
So, yeah.
I don't envy you.
She's 23.
Oh. So what?
Right. Go on.
I was going to say, sorry, what was the age of the youngest? Your youngest?
My youngest is 9 and my eldest is 24. So there is actually just 13 months between the eldest two.
Do you know what? There's not that big a gap then, really, considering you've got 6 of them. It's not too bad.
There was a point a couple of years back where I had a child in every area of education. So I had nursery, primary school, high school, college, and university.
Oh wow!
I know. It was crazy, absolutely crazy.
It's fun though, isn't it? Crazy but fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I do. But they're getting older now, and they're moving out of home, and it's yeah.
Oh, I think it's
a
harder.
bit sad. But the daughter works here, so she comes back. She has to.
I like that you call her the daughter. Can you give a shout out to, if you want to what she's been up to lately?
Yeah, so she has actually designed her own range. So I'm bringing something new. She's designed part of my new collection. But she has designed her own range of stamps, which will be released very shortly. They're not going to be to everybody's taste, but they are funny and cheeky.
I love them.
Yeah, they're very, very, very cheeky.
I think for grown-ups, shall we say?
Yes, they are for grown-ups. They're not for children's crafting. Right, I'm actually trying to think what I'm doing. I've already stamped and cut out some ephemera, and I think we're at the stage now where this piece of paper, which could absolutely be used as a journal, so I could do something like you have done there, Lou, and use a photo and do something around it. But I think I want to chop this down and create some other cards. So I'm just going to go off camera and I'm just going to chop this down, and I will be back.
Okay. I am just popping, I've just spritzed a tiny amount of the blue, just a tint around the butterflies there where I'm going to be cutting them out. So this is all excess. I can mop this up. I'll let the rest dry naturally. I've used a black Versafine ink pad there just to pick out the detail of these butterflies. Do you know what? These stamp so well. They're absolutely beautiful. I need to ask you, Lynette, actually.
Yes.
I'm just going to check. Do you know, I was just seeing if you had a number on these, you didn't. Do you know, because I know you've done a lot, how many stamp sets you've designed in total?
Oh my goodness, no.
Hundreds.
Taylor, if you know, and you are, you've been kicked out of the craft room. Taylor, if you know, put it in, but it's going to be 30 to 40 at least.
Yeah.
At least.
It's a lot, isn't it? So if you love these, go and check out all of the other stamp sets from Pretty Gets Gritty. We've got some on Craft Stash. We've got actually most of them are probably on Craft Stash, aren't they?
Yes,
I'd imagine.
Yes, there's there'll be some more heading that way very, very soon.
Yay! Always excited to hear that.
It is. So all I'm doing is pretty much like you did, Lou. I've just taken my drift, get crackled, and I've just swiped a little bit on.
Lovely.
And just going to leave it. Sorry, Taylor. How many stamp sets have I done, Taylor? She wasn't concentrating, like.
She wasn't. She was probably like in the fridge or something.
No, she's. I think she's photographing. Do you know? I always say photographing. We've got this thing that we always say it. Photographing the new ranges.
Photography.
Yeah, she's been kicked out of here. She's taken the photo booth with her. And she's in the dining room doing it all.
Oh, that's good.
As well as doing. Right, so this is the one that I prepared earlier, and you can see that all that lovely crackle has happened. And also, because I've used the white and I've used distress underneath, which is water reactive, it has pulled forward the stamping from behind. So I don't know if you can see that we've got the yellow stamping here.
Yeah.
And pulled forward from behind, so now it looks like it's on top of the Get Crackled.
Awesome. That is so really
also
clever.
Up here, the pink area, but you can see the yellow where that's come through. The pink has come through, so it's actually taken on those colours from underneath because they are water reactive.
Lovely. This is great. I love just playing with all these elements. And
I know there's so many things that you can do.
I really like as well with your leaves. You've got more of an outline, so they're kind of fainter in the middle and darker on the outside. Whereas because I've heat embossed these, they're pretty.
Again, it's that very organic sort of look. It's very natural.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so these are my ones from earlier. I've cut them down into 3 different size cards, and I've already stamped and fussy cut some elements from the stamp set. So I've got what I call a background stamp. I've actually used it as a full stamp, which could be it could be a panel for a front of a card. I haven't decided yet, so I'm just going to play around with some of the elements. And I did do the leaf.
Yeah.
So that's already done. And I've fussy cut butterflies, stamped them and fussy cut them.
Yeah, I'm now sitting here fussy cutting.
And I do have a box of bits of all the different stamp sets. So whenever I release a new one, I have a stamping and cutting session, and they've all got little pouches in a drawer.
Oh, you're so organised.
I know,
You
I
really
know. I was same with the die cutting.
Oh.
So I just have to give a shout out to my die cutter, who is also sat doing photography, Sophie. That's Taylor's girlfriend, so she's so
working together.
I'm always getting her to do a bit of die cutting.
Well, do you know what? My son was in here last week with me in the studio, and I got him working. Why not?
Yeah,
You may as well.
Exactly. Right. I'm just starting to layer up bits and pieces, and I don't know how I want to go with this.
I am trying. I've just left my desk to try and plug in my heat gun. Not my heat gun, my glue gun. But I've got to make sure that I don't unplug something that could make this whole live go. Let's see. What do I need to take out?
Having a look at building up now. That disappears far too much. So I think maybe we will build a little scene on here with the other elements, and
there we
they stand out enough. So
there we go.
Yeah, I think this is sort of the way that I'm going to go. But again, that's not going to show up too much, but we could get some tape underneath there. Right, I'm going to mat and layer these.
Yeah. So what are you matting and layering them on?
So I've got some lovely linen card. Oh, that's something I wanted to say. So when I stamped and cut out these, I used the linen card. I actually got it from Craft Stash.
Yeah.
And I love stamping and heating embossing on it. Because we've used the crackle, this gives sort of a crackled effect because it's not a smooth surface.
Yeah.
It's slightly raised in areas.
Yeah.
So you get like a natural crackle where the stamps sort of hit and miss.
Lovely.
It is a really, really lovely effect. So I'm going to mat and layer on the white linen because I love it. It's a really bright white, and then just black card as well, just smooth black card. I'm going to mat and layer, get that out of the way, and then we will build our scenes. And I've also stamped out sentiment from the set, which I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to probably use it as is, and then I'll use it cut up and maybe change it around. I love doing that with sentiments.
Okay.
Cut them up. You know, it's almost like dare I say this? You know, that ransom writing. Like if you were sending
yeah,
out and you'd cut it up out of
newspaper. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I like to do sentiments.
Nice. I like that
Again,
idea.
It's just all that. It's random. It's organic. It's not. It's perfectly messy. Is the way I'm going to say. It's perfectly messy.
Yeah. Yep, I like that. Contradicting yourself, but you know what you mean. It's perfectly messy.
Yeah. You know what? My mum always used to say that I was a contradiction of myself.
How does that work?
How does that work? Because I like girly things, but then I am a terrible tomboy.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it is weird.
Right. I love, so the sentiment in that stamp set, change your thoughts change your thoughts and you change the world.
Yeah.
That fits perfectly on the bottom of my photo. So I've got a Polaroid photo and it just sits.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Absolutely perfectly there. So I'll stamp that on there. So now I'm going to start gluing down. I'm just waiting because obviously I've got parchment and I'm going onto a damp surface. I'm going to bring in my hot glue gun just to hold these. I keep wanting to say feathers because they've got that lightness of feather.
Yeah, they do have that sort of feather effect.
But they're not feathers.
I really need to clean this desk because I'm getting get crackled and I'm getting heat embossed powder all over my black card. But you know, this is how I roll.
Absolutely. Do you know what? I'm going to leave this one is just curled up, so I'm going to leave most of it curled up anyway. I'm not going to flatten it down.
Oh, lovely.
I think they're really nice. Oh, lots of glue strings. Let's get rid of those. Right. I need some. I've still got it because I was on the telly box at the weekend with some thread. So I've still got thread in my craft. Way, and it's gone in my craft box. It's just the bobbin has gone under the table. That's all.
Oh.
Nothing exciting. And because I've got that wet, so it's like a gel medium, isn't it? But the crackled gel, I've got that on there. So
you can use it when it's wet. You could sprinkle glitter into it.
Oh, nice.
It as an adhesive, and it will still crackle. It's beautiful.
I'm just laying the thread completely messy into it. I'm hoping it's still damp. I don't think it's damp enough now to catch. It's starting, because I can see the crackles really coming. I need some more. I've got 2 bobbins here. Are you going to release? Where are you?
Joan said she calls them glue spider webs.
They are. They're just like them, aren't they? They just catch on to everything. Oh, do you know what I've just gone and done? I went to grab this and I've just stuck my finger into the sentiment on my photo. Damn it.
No.
Oh well. I will stamp it onto white and I'll put it over. It's fine. It's nothing's the end of the world.
I'm going to say, if you can hear the guillotine going in the background, it's because the daughter's just snuck in to use it. So
it's nice that you've got that help.
The guillotine while my hands are here.
Right, let's it's quite funny actually. It's almost like it's a delayed sound from something you were doing earlier.
Yeah, it is. It's weird, especially with the Facebook.
Have you got your sound on the Facebook then?
No, I've taken the sound off because it's so distracting. It's like it echoes, doesn't it? Because you'll say something and I'll hear it immediately through the device.
Yeah.
And then on the iPad, it'll come through about 30 seconds later.
Yeah.
So I'd be on the iPad, you'd be waiting for 30 seconds for an answer.
Yeah, it is distracting. It's funny, isn't it? I don't think people realise that those who don't do lives and things don't realise the whole technology side of it like that. It can get really complicated.
It can. I just don't do technical. Give me craft any day.
Absolutely. Okay. Change your thoughts and change the world. I really love that sentiment. I don't know what it is about it.
I like empowering sort of sentiment. Sorry, just noticed my head keeps going right in the crowd, in front of the camera. You can see my roots. Terrible roots.
Oh, honestly, I actually got my daughter and my stepdaughter to do my hair for me a week ago. The mess they made, horrendous.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you can't trust it with anything like that.
No, in fact, my dining table, my kitchen table rather, now needs sanding down and restaining because it has hair dye all over it.
Not nice. We have those plastic table mats.
Yes.
Down the plastic sheeting. It's a nice pretty one. It's like a French fancy sort of thing. So if it gets spilt or we're crafting in there for whatever reason, or hair dye gets spilt, it's absolutely doesn't have a table underneath. You need to invest in one of those.
I think I do. Yeah, I've got a sort of an oak table, so it was natural when it came to us. So I did put like a varnish on it. So luckily, it's just the varnish that's been scrubbed off trying to get the dye off. So it hasn't gone any further than that. But I do need to now take it all off and start again with a new varnish. Oh, that's a job for the summer, I think, outside in the garden.
Yeah,
eventually.
Absolutely. On a non-windy day.
Yeah, definitely, from sanding. Right.
The plain ants aren't around either because you'll have them stuck in your table.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on those too. Because matting and layering that took forever.
They are beautiful though.
So I was thinking on this one was to maybe stick that butterfly down and then have the wings, have them going up in. Ooh, just nudged his antenna. Have them going up that way.
His or her?
Is it? Do you know what? Most of my craft stuff is his.
Is it?
So I will but I'll do something. I go, oh right, okay. He can go there. I do it a lot.
I kind of talk to it, so I'll say, right, you can go there and you can go there.
No.
Isn't it funny? Does anyone else talk to their craft things, their projects, their tools, whatever they may be? I bet they do. Sure.
When I don't know if people know, I used to work with Ruth, who is at Craft Stash.
Yes.
We used to work together. We used to chatter to herself all the time.
Yep, she still does.
And I used to say to her, so what are you chittering on about? And she'd say, I'm talking to myself. I need expert advice.
Yes, exactly. Do you know what? She hasn't changed.
Oh, love it a bit.
Yeah, she does exactly the same still.
Yeah, she's my surrogate mummy.
Ah,
I do miss her. Obviously, we've missed a lot of people through lockdown.
Yeah.
She's one of them that I've really missed.
Yeah, she's lovely. And I mean, a lot of crafters will know Ruth from when she worked at Hunky Dory.
Yeah, that's where we worked together.
I'm just catching up with the comments. I apologise. So many people saying, yeah, they talk to themselves and they talk to all sorts of things.
Inanimate objects.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Natalie's in the comments. Natalie, who's usually with me on a... what day are we on? Tuesday?
Tuesday. Oh, no, it gets like that.
In the comments, everybody, she's still there. We just like to vary it a little bit so you get different people. Unfortunately, you're usually stuck with me because I have to do the streaming. Sorry about that. Oh, it looked like I'd put Lou as a sentiment on there. Oh, Oh, I don't know. I want to keep adding, but I'm sort of thinking to myself, should I just ease back?
I see Natalie's just said in the comments that she met Ruth at Hunky Dory as well.
Yes, Natalie worked at Hunky. Obviously, Natalie was sort of behind the scenes, so you won't have seen that before.
I think Natalie must have arrived after I left.
I don't know. Couldn't tell. She'll have to speak for herself.
Clarify. Right, that is basically my one card done, but I am going to say I've stamped out these sentiments, and I was going to try and do 3 cards, but probably won't get the chance. Might get 2 done. So I was going to have to play around and see what happens, what other sort of sentiment that I can make out of these. So obviously we've got change your thoughts and you change the world.
Yeah, which I love. So you're going to cut that up, are you?
Yeah, I think so. So I could go for obviously just change your thoughts, and you could go for just change the world. You could also just drop the and. So it could be change your thoughts and you change the world.
Yes.
Or change your thoughts, change the world. Or change your world.
I was going to say, change your world. You could do that.
Let's go for that one.
I'm going to just add a little more black to this. I love black in paper crafting.
Yeah, I do.
I just absolutely love it. And I'm going to use it not on a stamping platform. Just going to wiggle it just off the edge there. Yes.
Let's say I was going for change the world or change your world.
It could be either, couldn't it? I thought you said change your world, but...
Yeah. Because we all have the power to change our world.
Yes.
I believe that a lot. But the power for change is within us all.
Yep, absolutely. Especially if you're not happy.
Yeah. I can remember, actually, it might be a little bit of oversharing here, but an ex-boyfriend once said to me, he said, do I make you happy? Hence, this is an ex-boyfriend. I did say to him, I said, it's not your job to make me happy.
No.
That's my job.
Exactly. Very, very true.
He didn't get it.
I'd say one of my ex-husbands, I've only got one ex-husband. Clear that up. Since we're going on the oversharing route. He actually told me once when I first started crafting, he said, you'll never make any money out of crafting, you know. Waste of time. It's like, yeah, okay, now it's my full-time job. Thank you.
Exactly.
Again, he is my ex-husband.
Yeah, I have one of those, although he's not ex yet, although we've been split up 12 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The divorce is on the to-do list.
You'll get there eventually. I've got a whole story for my divorce, but I will share that with you in private because nobody wants to hear that. It's quite funny, actually.
But I've actually dropped my sentiment into my ink pad, so now it looks really, really dirty. But you know what? Don't care.
So what?
Yeah. I was going to put it down the side here, but then I thought I've got these spaces in between the butterflies, so I'm going to pop them here. And then I might do a little bit of squiggly around them. Make them stand out. A little bit of, what's the word? Doodling.
A doodling?
Yeah, a little doodling.
I'm just thinking, do I need to do it?
Your doodling. I've been watching your doodling.
My doodling?
Well, it's not doodling, it's full-blown art.
Oh, my colouring.
Your colouring, your drawing, your writing.
It's been a little while since I've been able to do anything. I'm really missing it, but you know, things get in the way, don't they?
Oh, absolutely.
So Craft confession, very quickly. Does anyone want a sweetie? I've got
have a sweetie.
I've got sweeties. I can't craft without sweeties. But to be fair, I keep them in the studio. I don't take them home with me. Oh look! Oh, see, they're good sweeties.
Yeah, the kids call them my old lady's sweets.
Yeah, but they're I feel like they're good sweeties because they make your breath smell nice. So
yeah,
they've got a purpose. Mine are just pure sugar for no reason. I'm wondering if I need to do any more. If it will be overkill if I do it. So
have a look.
I can't wait to get. I'm trying to see if I can get the crackle on here for everybody. I can't quite get it. I'm gonna get a photo of this as soon as it's proper finished crackling. Got some thread under there as well. Obviously got the embossed leaf skeleton leaves rather. The spritz under there. Got some. That's just me. I love white space, and that's for anyone who doesn't do. Well, it's in card making as well, but white space is kind of, you keep areas of your project clear and clean, and not necessarily, it doesn't have to be white obviously, but a bit like white noise. It's just clear, nothing in it, and then you can just focus on one area. And I just love that we've got this sort of like this, everything's chucked there and it's just sort of gone splat and it's there. But I also really love that butterfly card's amazing.
Oh, thank you. So I'm just trying to pop this one together very, very quickly. I think I'm going to keep it simple. I'm just going to put on this panel piece, which is, like I said, I call it a background stamp. So off the stamp set here, this one, more often than not, I use it either hand stamping or manipulating it. I don't very often use it like this, and I stamped it out and heat embossed it, and I thought, you know what, how beautiful is that?
It's amazing. It's actually almost got a three-dimensional look to it, because on the camera you get a little bit of strobing because it's that close together pattern. It looks awesome. The black and white is brilliant.
I think I'm just going to pop the leaf across the middle of it. Sentiment on the bottom, and I will be done.
That's not bad timing. Where are we? Do you know what? We're at 58 minutes. Look at that.
Goodness me.
Could we have done that any better?
I know. I'll just cut this sentiment.
There's absolutely no hurry at all. I did take the ink. I don't know if anyone saw because I was kind of chatting while I did it. I took the Pretty Amazing spray and I actually took the whole lid off, unscrewed it all, and I used the tube, the excess that's sitting on the tube, and I just flicked it, so I got some extra little bits of blue on top of the leaves, on top of the photo, and just around. I mean, there's a little bit on her forehead, but you know, it doesn't matter. It's just all helps towards that artsy look.
Right, I'm just going to use the top part of this, and I'm gonna change your thoughts.
Lovely. This is where I actually start tidying up because I can't keep things messy for long.
Well, it's I know it's your studio, but it's not your personal at home.
No. I'm worse at home because at home I actually craft in my front room. I have a long desk all across one wall. I've got a long front room, so it's kind of sectioned with a corner sofa. I've got a section. So, okay, let's do a little diagram. So imagine this is my front room, and I've got patio doors here and 2 entrance doors here. And I've got I'm sorry, Lynette, I'm like doing it with my hands so people can see my little diagram. So my desk is across this wall, so I've got the patio doors there, the kitchen here, and then there's a big corner sofa that comes around here. So kind of this is the living room with the TV this end, and then I craft this end. So it's all together, and it all has to look neat and tidy because it's in the living room, so it's all got to match. So I've got like an oak desk.
Bit of pressure there.
Yeah, definitely, especially if someone's suddenly like they're coming round. They're like, no.
I know. Whereas I'm outside in the garage. Garage got converted last year, so I'm out here. This is my personal space, away from everyone.
Beautiful. That is gorgeous.
So those are my 2 cards.
Amazing. The background is stunning. It really is so beautiful. You wouldn't have thought, would you, from that first little bit where you were sort of just moving it around with your fingers? to that.
I know. I think crafting this way, the longest, the thing that takes the longest is probably the drying time.
Yes.
Because you can just chuck it together really, really quickly. And say you work on an A4 sheet, you can then chop that up into little maybe toppers.
Mm-hmm.
So you could make your own little, 3x3 toppers,
Yeah.
or you could make ETCs out of it.
Beautiful.
Or 5x5s, any sort of card shape that you want. It's just really nice. And I've just noticed your black stamp in there. Love it.
The blacks, it adds more. I actually want to put some black coming from underneath the photo as well, so I'll probably go off and do that. But
even more.
Yeah, I just might wait until the gel's dry first, so I don't squidge it. Get those nice big cracks in it first. But yeah, can we get a photo from you through to Craft World so we can share that, Lynette?
Absolutely.
They are beautiful.
I will get these photographed.
Thank you ever so much. Now, I'm not going to ask you to twizzle your cards, your cameras around and things like that. We can say goodbye where we are today now.
All right.
But thank you so so for joining me, because I know you're extremely busy. You're on Telebox soon, aren't you?
Yes. Sunday and Monday. I will
be going round. Let me come back to me. That will come back to me so she can twist that around. Sunday and Monday, you say?
Yeah, Sunday and Monday. You know what? That isn't going to stand up there. So.
All right. Should we do a very quick wave goodbye then before you drop it? Okay. There we go. Wave. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully we'll have you back on here doing something again soon.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, it's fun. Okay, go get ready for your shows and enjoy. Good luck with those. Take care.
You too.
See you later. Bye. Oh, it just saw a hand there. Like, no, stop the camera. So thank you everybody so much. We will see you back here next Tuesday. I believe next Tuesday is myself and Natalie. We're going to be working with the magazine kit. So you can find out all the details over on Craft World. Natalie's already been super organised and got the blog post up, so you can make sure you set yourself a reminder for that. And thank you everyone who's commenting as well. I'll see you again very soon. So take care.